Dear students, viewers, and the subscribers, welcome to the IAS Mentor. And we are going to discuss the day 8 questions under the Prelims Preparation Mentorship Program 2026. This batch has commenced on 1st of December. The next batch will be commencing on December 15th. And the third batch will be commencing on 5th of January. The idea of this particular program is every day a target will be given to the students, and the students keep on doing this target, and then we consolidate it every week, and then we consolidate as per the subject, and then there will be a comprehensive test when all the subjects are covered. In this way, a targeted plan-based preparation will happen. This is for the students who already would have covered everything, but they do not know how to plan it when it comes to the examination. For such students, a target will be given, and the speciality of this particular program is not only they try to solve the MCQs. By the end of this, they would already solved 2000 MCQs. We also make them to solve the previous year questions, and most importantly, they can reach out to the mentors and solve their doubts. Okay. So if you are interested in this particular program, you can reach out to the IAS Mentor. All right. You can reach out to us through our Telegram channel, and you can also reach out to through the numbers, the mobile numbers that is available in the description box below. Come to the first question. This topic is from Prime Minister, Chief Minister, Central Council of Ministers, because the first subject is polity. Quickly come to the question. With reference to the Prime Minister of India, consider the following statements. So, what are the things with regard to the Prime Minister? The Prime Minister is appointed by the President, but the Constitution does not require the President to appoint the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha as Prime Minister. So, what is, again, let us read the statement. The Prime Minister of India is appointed by the President, that is true, but the Constitution does not require the President to appoint the leader of the majority party in the Lok Sabha as the Prime Minister, that is true. The Constitution does not require the leader of the largest party to be appointed. It's only a conventional practice, but it is not there in the Constitution. Therefore, this particular statement is true. The Prime Minister acts as a chairman of Niti Aayog, which was replaced by the Planning Commission. Yes, in 2015, the Planning Commission was abolished. Niti Aayog was created. Who is the chairman of the Niti Aayog today? Ex officio chairman. It is a Prime Minister. The Prime Minister can recommend the dissolution of Lok Sabha to the President, and the President is bound to act on such advice. That is also true. As long as the Prime Minister has the majority in the Lok Sabha, that's implied, then the Prime Minister can make the advice which is implied upon the President. So, which of the statements given above are correct? So, the right answer is option D. D is the right answer. Please come to question number 2, which is again an assertion and reason based question. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Yes, that is, assertion is true. Reason, the Constitution allows the Council of Ministers to continue in office even if it loses the confidence of Lok Sabha until the President dismisses them. What is the reason? The Constitution allows the Council of Ministers to continue in office even if it loses the confidence in the Lok Sabha until the President dismisses them. The Council of Ministers are collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. That is definitely true. The Constitution does not allow the Council of Ministers to continue in office. The Constitution does not allow them. The moment they lose a majority, they have to resign. Otherwise, the President will dismiss them. All right. So, therefore, this would be wrong. So, what is the answer for this particular question? A is true and R is false. So, the answer is option C. Please come to the next question. With reference to the powers and the Prime Minister of and the Chief Minister in India, consider the following statements. Both the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister can advise the dissolution of the lower house of their respective legislature. This is true. While the Prime Minister is appointed by the President, the Chief Minister is appointed by the Governor, but both must enjoy the confidence of the elected house of the legislature. This is true. Both should have the majority in the Lok Sabha and the Legislative Assembly respectively. Unlike the Prime Minister at the Union level, the Chief Minister does not have the power to recommend the President rule. Yes. In fact, the President rule will be imposed by the President based on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, which is headed by the Prime Minister. So, we can say to be implied one. The Prime Minister and the Chief Minister both exercise real executive powers in respect of their governments. This is true. Under the Constitution, the President and the Governors are only nominal executives. So, therefore, the real executive is what? The Prime Minister and the Chief Ministers. Therefore, option D is the right answer. Please come to the next question. With reference to the Chief Minister of a state in India, consider the following statements. The Chief Minister is directly elected. The Chief Minister is not directly elected. It is nobody is elected directly as a Chief Minister. by the people of the state through a separate electoral process defined in the constitution. This is not at all right. Somebody is elected as a legislature, normally he is appointed as a chief minister who has got the majority in the house. So this is wrong. The chief minister holds office for a fixed term of 5 years unless removed by the governor earlier. There is no fixed term for the governor, by the chief minister. The chief minister is someone who is usually the leader of the largest party appointed by the governor, and as long as he has a majority, he can be there. But he does not have any fixed term. The chief minister appoints the advocate general of the state and can be removed by him at any time. The chief minister does not appoint the advocate general. The advocate general is appointed by the governor of that particular state. The chief minister advises the governor on the appointment of other ministers and allocates portfolio to them. This is true. The chief minister advises the governor on the appointment of the other ministers, and who will allocate the portfolio? The chief minister will allocate the portfolio, but appointed by the governor. This is true. So the answer in this particular case, all the first three statements are wrong. So the right answer is option D, that is 4 only. Come to question number 5. With reference to the Central Council of Ministers in India, consider the following statements. The total number of ministers, including the Prime Minister, cannot exceed 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. So this has been brought in into the constitution by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act in 2003. This is definitely true. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha, while individual ministers are individually responsible to the President. They are not individually responsible to the President, they are individually responsible to the Lok Sabha, to be very specific, not to the President. So this is wrong. A minister who is not a member of either house of the parliament continues to be a minister for a full term of the Lok Sabha. No, that is not possible. A minister who is not a member of either house of the parliament can continue to be maximum minister only for the period of 6 months. Within 6 months, he has to be elected, right? He has to be elected or either nominated. He has to become a member of the house. So therefore, this is again wrong. The Council of Ministers is constitutionally different from the Council of Ministers is constitutionally different from the cabinet, which consists of only the senior ministers responsible for the major policy. So this is also quite true, because the expression that is used is Council of Ministers. Within the Council of Ministers, there is cabinet. And in fact, the word cabinet is mentioned only in one place in the entire constitution, that is in Article 352 of the constitution. So they are definitely different. So what are the right statements? Only option 1 and 4. So option A is the right answer. Please come to the next thing, question number 6. With reference to the cabinet committees in India, consider the following statements. Statement 1. The cabinet committees are not mentioned in the Constitution of India. Is a cabinet committee mentioned in the Constitution of India? No. There is no mention of cabinet committees in the Constitution. Statement 2. The Prime Minister always act as the chairman of all cabinet committees. Does the Prime Minister always act as the chairman of all the cabinet committees? Okay, the cabinet committees are not mentioned in the Constitution. Sorry. I'd like to make a small correction here. So the cabinet committees are not mentioned in the Constitution. That is definitely true. There is no mention of the cabinet committees in the Constitution. It is only based on the transaction of the business rules. The Prime Minister always acts as a chairman of all the cabinet committees. No, most of the cabinet committees are headed by the Prime Minister, but of course not all the cabinet committees. There are some cabinet committees which are also headed by whom? There are also some cabinet committees which are also headed by the certain other ministers. So for example, cabinet committee on accommodation may be headed by the defense minister or the home minister. So it may also be possible. So this is wrong. Which of the statements given above are correct? So the right answer is option 1 only. Come to the assertion and reason. The State Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly of the state. This is true. Under the Constitution, the governor may act without the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers in all matters relating to the administration of the state. No. The governor has some discretion on which he can act without the aid and advice, but does it mean that the governor can act on his discretion in all the matters? It is not in all the matters he got the discretion. That is wrong. So what is the answer? Assertion is right, reason is wrong. So the answer is option C. A, that is A is true and R is false. Come to question number 8. With reference to the Attorney General of India, consider the following statements. The Attorney General has the right of audience in all the courts in India, including the Supreme Court. Yes, the Attorney General, one of the privileges of the Attorney General is he has a right to audience in all the courts. The Attorney General can participate in the proceedings of Parliament but does not have the right to vote. The Attorney General can participate in the proceedings of the Parliament but does not have the right to vote. That is also true. The Attorney General can participate in the proceedings but does not have the right to vote. The Attorney General is the part of Union Executive and is constitutionally required to be a member of the Cabinet. The Attorney General is a part of the Union Executive. Yes. and is constitutionally required to be a member of the cabinet. He is not a member of cabinet, so therefore that is wrong. Which of the statements given above are correct? That is 1 and 2 only is the right answer, option A. Come to question number 9. With reference to the office of the Attorney General of India, consider the following statements. The Attorney General holds office during the pleasure of the President. Only statement 1, the Attorney General holds office during the pleasure of the President. That is true, because he can be removed at any time by the President. Only a person qualified to be appointed as a judge of a High Court can be appointed as the Attorney General. Only a person qualified to be appointed as a judge of a High Court can be appointed as the Attorney General. Only a person qualified to be appointed as a judge of a High Court can be appointed. It is not a judge of High Court, it is a judge of the Supreme Court. The Attorney General can be engaged by the Government of India for private legal matters unrelated to the official government business. So they cannot engage Attorney General in the private legal matters. That is not possible. So the answer is option 1. A only is the right answer. Come to the last question for day number 8. With reference to the Advocate General of a state, consider the following statements. The Advocate General is appointed by the Governor and holds office during the pleasure of the Governor. Is the Advocate General appointed by the Governor? Yes, the Advocate General is appointed by the Governor and holds office during the pleasure of the Governor. The Advocate General can participate in the proceedings of the state legislature but cannot vote. So this is also true, this is also true. The Constitution prescribes the same qualifications for the Advocate General as long as the judge of a High Court. The Constitution prescribes the same qualifications for the Advocate General as long as far as the judge of the High Court. That is true. For the Attorney General, the qualification is one should be a judge of a Supreme Court. Qualification to be appointed as a judge of a Supreme Court, and for the Attorney General, the qualification to be similar to that of a judge of a High Court. So therefore, what is the correct answer? Option D is the right answer. So with that, we come to the end of discussion for day number 8. So this is almost a 100-day program and then a 50 days of revision program. So every day there will be certain tests that will be given to the students. The PDF file will be sent to the students, and then the discussions will be posted to the students as well. The questions will be exclusively sent to the students, only those who are part of this particular program, those who have enrolled to this particular program. If you want to enroll yourself in this particular program, you can reach out to the number that is given in the description box below. And the second batch of this particular program is going to commence from 15th of December 2025. Okay, so this is for the students who wanted to appear for the prelims 2026, and the last batch will commence from 5th of January 2026. Thank you very much and all the very best for watching this particular video.